Let's talk about what really separates the good from the truly great. It's a question that stumps so many of us, right? Well, today we're going to dive into the real secret to long-term success, and I'm telling you, it's probably not what you think.
To get to the bottom of this, let's start with a little bit of a puzzle. We're heading to West Point, which is one of the most selective, most demanding places on Earth. So what single quality do you think predicts who actually makes it through and who doesn't?
I mean, just look at these numbers. The level of competition is absolutely insane. You start with over 14,000 applicants, and they get whittled all the way down to just 1,200. And these aren't just smart kids. We're talking about the best of the best. Leaders, varsity athletes, team captains. By every single traditional measure, these people are just built for success. And yet, get this, despite this incredibly intense selection process, 1 in 5 of these elite cadets drops out before graduation. A lot of them don't even make it past the first 7 weeks. A ridiculously tough summer initiation they call Beast Barracks. So, what gives?
Well, the researchers were pretty stumped too. They looked at everything you'd expect to matter. You know, test scores, high school rank, leadership ability, physical fitness, and none of it predicted who would stick it out. The one thing that did? It was something they measured with a tool called the Grit Scale.
So there it is, the big reveal. It wasn't about being the smartest or the strongest or the most natural-born leader. The single biggest predictor of success at West Point was grit, which of course just leads to the next big question.
What in the world is this powerful thing? Let's break it down.
Okay, so this is the core definition from the researcher who pioneered this work, Angela Duckworth. And here's the key. Grit isn't just about working hard. It's about having a goal you care so deeply about that you're willing to stick with it, not for a week, not for a month, but for years.
Grit basically has 2 key ingredients. The first is passion. But don't think of it like a firework. Think of it more like stamina. It's the marathon, not the sprint. It's that enduring fascination. Then the second ingredient is perseverance. This is your resilience, your ability to get back up after you've been knocked down, to see failure as just a temporary setback. And you absolutely need both to be truly gritty. So, how does this powerful combo, passion plus perseverance, stack up against something we all tend to admire, just raw natural talent? The truth here might actually surprise you. It turns out we have this hidden bias. Research shows that even when 2 people have the exact same track record, we subconsciously lean toward the one we see as a natural over the one we see as a striver. We say we value hard work, but deep down, we're kind of mesmerized by what looks like effortless talent. But then you listen to the high achievers themselves, and they tell a totally different story. Take this quote from Will Smith. He doesn't credit his success to being the most talented guy in the room. He credits it to a relentless, almost sickening work ethic. It's a really powerful reminder that effort can, and often does, beat talent. And this just nails the core idea perfectly. Your talent, that's your potential, but your grit is what you actually do with that potential. As Duckworth says, effort literally counts twice. First, it builds your skill, and then it makes that skill productive. Now we get to the best part. Grit is not some fixed trait you're either born with or you're not. It's more like a muscle. You can actually train it. So the question is, how do we do that? Duckworth found that gritty people all tend to share 4 key psychological assets. So you can think of this as your roadmap for growing your own grit. It starts with a spark of interest, which you then harden through practice, fuel with a sense of purpose, and then protect with hope. First up, passion isn't like a lightning strike. It's not some aha moment. It usually starts as just a spark of interest that you have to actively explore and develop. And for that passion to really last, it has to be connected to a purpose, a feeling that what you're doing matters to people other than just yourself. A fantastic way to define that purpose is to create a personal mission statement. I love how Sean Covey describes it here. It's not some static thing you write once and forget. It's a living guide that gives you stability and direction, kind of like a tree with deep roots. It helps you decide what's truly important to you. Okay, next up is practice. But listen, not just any practice will do. Gritty people engage in something called deliberate practice. This isn't about mindlessly logging 10,000 hours. It's all about the quality and focus of your time. The whole process is this really powerful loop. First, you set a very specific stretch goal, something that's just a little bit out of your reach. Then, you give it your absolute 100% focus. After that, you get immediate feedback on how you did. And finally, and this is the crucial part, you reflect, adjust, and you do it all over again.
That is the real engine of getting better.
The final asset is hope. And we're not talking about a passive, fingers crossed kind of hope. This is an active belief that you can overcome challenges. It's really deeply connected to what the psychologist Carol Dweck calls a growth mindset, that core belief that your abilities aren't set in stone and can be developed with hard work.
And you can build this kind of resilience with some pretty concrete strategies. For example, never make a big decision when you're tired or emotional. Actively challenge that negative voice in your head with actual facts. And try a simple gratitude practice. Studies show it literally boosts your well-being. These are all small actions that can have a huge impact on your ability to maintain hope. All right, as we wrap things up, let's bring it all together with one last really crucial idea.
This quote just captures the essence of grit perfectly, doesn't it? It's not about never falling down. It's about having the unwavering resolve to get back up one more time than you fall. It's that stubborn refusal to stay down for the count.
And that brings us to the final and really the most important question. It's not about the talent you were born with. It's about the grit that you can build. Your potential is just the starting line. The real question is, what are you going to do with it?